Hey there, it's Quinn doing my nightly check in. I'm just vlogging every day here in August, or at least until the end of August, as I am dealing with some loss in my family and also health issues and challenges of being bullied as someone who's differently abled. Um, I want to talk about the experience of being someone living with a brain injury. We already know that for individuals with brain injuries, hey there, thanks for joining. For people with brain injuries, we have a hard time of regulating our emotions. And in today's society, one of the main things that folks seem to do is to get off on getting a reaction from someone who really can't control their reaction. So, for cyberbullying and for gang stalking, it provides an opportunity or some type of response for these individuals who, just like school shooters, are wanting to be famous um, for what they can do. So they attack those individuals who have access to less privileges or access to less resources, who are naturally um, placed at different levels within our society. Because you think about it, we have, if you're cisgendered, able bodied, white, or male in this country, you've gotten a more access to resources, understanding, compassion, and patience than people who are perhaps LGBTQ, differently abled, people of color, women or non women, or non men. Let me just say non men. So, what we have is a society that is still catering to the needs of normalized individuals in our community to feel significant. And therefore, we have these things such as bullying, cyber stalking. It's not very different from, um, immediately what came to mind is the racist attacks on businesses back in the day, or the racist attacks on families and on schools. So I recognize that this is still continuing in our nation. And there are individuals who choose to prey upon people who have differing abilities. What I recognize is their choices to prey upon us do have consequences, because it does and can lead to man, my incense is really burning. But it can lead to physical issues, especially for people with TBIs, brain injuries. Bear with me one moment. I'll be right back. Oh, interesting. Sorry about that. I do these live because I have a brain injury and I want to work with the resources that I have available to me now. So, when we participate or see people participating in these gang stalking or bullying behaviors online, they're constantly repeating the same behaviors as people that we have deemed unacceptable in our society, such as the Klan or gangs. I'm thinking of the mafia, honestly, of how they choose to attack businesses or to attack individuals who just do not want to comply with whatever their views are. And we as a society have deemed that that is not acceptable. Yet there are those who comply with it. So I'm just reflecting as somebody who is living with a brain injury. I'm learning to process my feelings. I'm learning to validate my experiences. I'm learning to accept what is normal for me and to realize that even as someone with a traumatic brain injury, I am having a very normal response to extremely abnormal behavior because normal people do not go around and spread rumors, lies, gossip. Normal, healthy people, I should say. Let me correct that. I need to view the world as it is, don't I? Ooh, but normal, healthy people don't spend their time trying to take down another individual because they're already complete and whole within themselves. They are confident individuals who know who they are and are not needing to get their worth off of preying on other individuals who have a quick reaction. So it's really, when I think about it, is an experience of people with low self-esteem who choose to participate in these types of activities of harassing others. What's very interesting, though I have a traumatic brain injury, I did have experience as a hypnotherapist for a good year before my concussion. And one of the things that I was really specializing in my work was helping to people to build their confidence in who they are, what they have to present to the world, what they have to offer. And though I have a brain injury and though I have an injured spine, that truth is still mine. That's still my truth of I help people with their confidence. And I sit here and I look at this and I laugh in a way that someone had to promise people something that they could value or find worth in order to participate in gang stalking. Or when you think of the Klan, they were telling white men specifically to be able to return to having their value within this nation, that it's worthwhile to um, do harassing behaviors towards others. Um, it's to feel empowered. It's helping people who do not feel empowered or who maybe feel confused about changes that are happening. This is their way of kind of telling them how to take back some sort of power. But it's not really successful because it takes away the ability for a society to function, to grow, and to have the contribution of all of its members and their capability. Instead, what it does is it continues to allow other people to manipulate you. Other people get to rise to the top. Those who are running the plan, they get to manipulate you and rise to the top. You get used as a pawn. And in the examples of the gang stalking that I'm experiencing, these people who organized it, they're at least a good handful. I'll just start with a handful that are the organizers. They get other people to do the harassing work. So you as the pawn who is doing harassing, who is sending messages, who is um, flagging posts or taunting someone, you're the one who's going to be put at risk for um, legal actions that can come down to you because it'll be traced back to you. Whereas the people who are initiating this behavior, they get to benefit from you getting punished from harassing someone. They get to benefit, whether that is, like in my case, I'm very creative and talented in a lot of ways, in a lot of weird ways, because the brain injury helped with that. And there are other people who don't think the same way that I do, or don't have that same twist with creativity that I do, or like I have there's a lack of inhibition, is that the word? For people with brain injuries, and that's very true for me. And so I'm willing to try new things. I'm willing to take risks with my creativity. Other people may have some restriction around that, and they're seeing me as a threat because I'm willing to take new risks, try new things, and see how it works out. And they're afraid of losing their clout. They're afraid of losing their power. They may want to see me succeed, but they don't want to see me be better than them. I'm the kind of person that I want to see everybody succeed, and I want you to be better than me. I want you to be better than me. I want you to use your creativity and talent to be better than me. So what they are doing is keeping me occupied with slander and posts, having to manage posts and responding to things, so that I have less time to spend on creativity, and that gives them a chance to rise, or a chance to focus with their mediocrity, for their mediocre behavior to focus or to rise. And that really, you think about the movie industry, how everything is just repeated because no one is coming up with original ideas. They're just rehashing the same thing again and again. It's part of why we're not advancing, is because you have a set of individuals who are at the top, who are using you at the bottom to do their bidding, to suppress other people who actually have creative endeavors that could actually help improve our society. They're using you to suppress these other individuals. And you're the one who will have to deal with the consequences of choosing to participate in harassing people with differing abilities or of different races. I think there's a word for that. I think it's called discrimination, perhaps prejudice, perhaps a hate crime. And so I'm just reflecting on this today, of how so many individuals can get wrapped up in someone else's stories or lies or hurtful visions, being misled to participate in federal crimes. Because the experience that I've had is I've had individuals hack my computer and my phone, instead of having a conversation about whatever their needs or feelings are. Going through my social media, I'm like, I'm so boring. I'm a chick with a brain injury and a spine injury. I'm not really doing much other than making balloons for delivery. I don't even do live twisting anymore because my injuries are so bad. So it's just rather fascinating how people who are perhaps insecure in themselves or wanting to be validated in some kind of way can be manipulated and used to commit hate crimes, to allow people who have very little creativity to elevate with their mediocre ideas. They gonna come for me. I know. They've been coming for me. So why should I stay silent? Like, let's actually hash this out. Let's actually have this discussion of what it is that you thought was so valuable to you to commit hate crimes. What were the fears that you were holding on to? What are the misunderstandings that have happened? And for those who know, they know. They know. I know that my social media is being watched. So, what is it within you that you feel you're lacking, that you feel you're needing, or that you feel misunderstood by me in any kind of way, or feeling inadequate when approached by me in any kind of way? What is it that you're lacking? Let's have the conversation like adults, versus putting other people's livelihood at risk to commit hate crimes just to soothe your ego? I'm sorry, but if I'm one of those people that's being used, that does not make any sense to me. Does not make any sense to me. And that's part of the reason why I'm in this issue is because there was somebody that was wanting to use me to harass another member on a social media app. And I was like, this makes no sense. I don't understand why you're doing this. And because I refused, she thought that I'm against her. I'm like, no, I think this is a waste of my time, a waste of my energy when I have a community to serve. When I have a wonderful husband to love, and I need to go because I need to be loving on my wonderful husband. When I have a family to care about, this is a waste of my time and energy. So I offer this to you for those who have been involved in trying to get something from keeping all this secret in this huge cycle. Come to me. Let's do some hypnosis. Let's do some guided meditation. Let's relax. Let's help to build your confidence so that you don't get used as a pawn for someone else's fears. Because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. Your family doesn't deserve that. You deserve better in your life. And for someone to give you just breadcrumbing, small amounts of significance to do their bidding, but not valuing your worth as a human being, to me, that's not cool. But whatever. All right, I'm going to let this end here, and I will see you all next time. I'm going to go give my husband some smooches. Mwah! Till next time, peace.